Hello and welcome to Midnight Scribe's Creative Vibes, where we speak to the best of the bronies and discover what makes them tick. Now, normally I'd be big and bombastic in this section, but today I feel like being nice and calm. There's only so much bluster that this microphone can take from the floating lips, you know? So today we're taking things down a notch here at the Creative Vibes studio and having a nice, relaxed, sensible chat with someone who I'm sure you're going to love lots. She's an artist who does art in both the My Little Pony and Disney fandoms. She also does NSFW stuff. But we're going to sneak past that today, my friends. We've got to keep it PG. But we are delighted to welcome MrsCurlyStyles to the show. Curly, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I'm Scottish, so, you know, most days I feel pretty good as a result of that.
Well, today is actually real nice. The weather is real good, surprisingly.
Oh, well, listen, I'm glad you're getting good weather, because here it is just not happening. It is, I live in Inverness, it's northern Scotland, I look out the window, I see penguins walking by. That's the kind of level we're at.
Whoa, that seems really cold.
It is cold, but listen, I guarantee you, by tomorrow, palm trees, there'll be a fire, there'll be a tiki lodge, it'll be amazing. Inverness is fantastic in that way.
Pretty sure.
But we have MrsCurlyStyles, but actually, we also have another guest, a friend of MrsCurlyStyles, who we just had to bring back on the show. Now, you may remember her from Season 2 of Creative Vibes. You should, she's absolutely awesome. But you'll have also seen some of her work since, as she's been an artist for Creative Vibes. So you have seen her work. I want you all to say how great it is. It is brilliant, fantastic, awesome to have a BlairChan also on the show. Blair, how are you?
Speak!
Speak! Hello?
You have to compliment me so much.
And that's my job. I'm the host. My job is to make you guys sound better.
Fine.
Which actually that sounds like a backwards compliment. Sorry, that's not the way I meant it.
I'm pretty good.
She's the one and only Blair. She's my best friend.
But yes, no, it's great to have you on, Blair, and it's great to have you on, Curly. And I know we've chatted a bit before, text chat, and I know you've been a little bit nervous about this, but I think today is going to be fine. Yes, no, we've got a bunch of questions, and, well, actually, firstly, I just wanted to say that, you know, having gone through your Instagram and your Tumblr and your Deviant, and you've been all around the web, one of the things that I enjoy, and actually my producer loved as well, is, well, obviously your art, but she in particular really loves your Disney-inspired art, and in particular, she loves Inside Out.
I'm so glad that she does. I really do enjoy drawing Disney characters, because to me, I feel it's an inspiration. Like, from my childhood, I used to, like, watch, Disney movies, and I have, like, a lot of favorites. I love the style, the sparkly dresses. It's really an inspiration to me.
Oh, Disney, I think Disney's been a part of everyone's childhood. I mean, I remember watching the films myself when I was a kid. Heck, still do. But what's your favourites then? What kind of ones would you recommend?
I think everyone remembers Lion King.
Oh, come on. That's the classic. If I want to pick a favorite, I definitely go with Princess and the Frog, because it has a story behind it, and I really like it. I like how it goes, the whole, how do I say, involving the rich and poor, you know what I'm saying? It when you watch it, you're going to understand. It's really nice. I really like it.
Well, I definitely have to watch it at some point, because I know it's one of those kind of earlier classic Disney films.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was actually in 2009, aired in 2009, but it still does speak. Yeah, it does speak about the story. I believe 2009, because it was not like during the 19th, and not during the 20th century, during the 21st century.
And why in my head did I think it was in the 50s? I must be thinking of something else entirely.
It's a Disney movie. It's a Princess Tiana. She's one of my favorites. I really like. Another movie that I like that's been like done in a different way, in a real way, is Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast so much. They've like last year, 2017, they made a remake of the movie with Emma Watson, I believe.
Yeah, it was Emma Watson and Dan Stevens.
Yeah, it's also a nice it's a nice remake, but I always prefer the originals.
Well, hey, listen, that's fair enough. Originals are always fantastic. I must admit, though, because you mentioned Lion King as well, actually earlier on, and well, I've never watched the original Beauty and the Beast, and I've never watched anywhere past the first half hour of the Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really bad for doing that.
You should watch it, trust me.
Oh, definitely. Well, I will do it at some point. I'll put it on my to-watch list. And but
no, can you please put it on the first on the to-watch list, please? Thank you.
And I will speak to management and see if I can shuffle a few films around for you. So you were talking about Disney's obviously been a part of your childhood, and obviously you're still watching to this day, and it's been a part of the artwork you've done. So how did you actually first get started in art? What kind of was it doing Disney pieces, and what's kind of inspired you to continue on doing art?
Okay, so let me take you back to my childhood, right? So when I was 7 years old, right? So my sister, I'm gonna obviously mention my sister because credits to her for me starting to draw. She taught me how to draw a star. So from a star, I actually became a star, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'm joking. But so basically she taught me how to draw a star, and I was really interested. I was like, wow, that's a really nice pencil. It's really nice paper. And then I started practicing, doing lines and whatnot. So when I was in elementary school, I drew the Powerpuff Girls because I really, really loved the Powerpuff Girls.
That's a part of my childhood.
Me too. And then all my classmates were like, "Wow, you drew the Powerpuff Girls. She's such an amazing artist." And I was like, "Whoa." I've been getting a lot of compliments in my young age. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's continue. So my friends also kind of helped me find myself. So with time, I started practicing art and whatnot. And yeah, here I am today. Pretty much. I wouldn't, my inspirations were cartoons, mostly cartoons. I don't really look at references too much. I like drawing from my mind.
Well, that's definitely fair enough, and and actually speaking of the art as well, the one thing that myself and producer Sugar Dove both noticed is that when we were looking for your art gallery, what kind of both struck the both of us was that there's been such a kind of clear progression and evolution in your artwork and technique. Like a lot of artists, there's for whatever reason, they might be gaps in terms of when they started art to where they are today, and it's so great to see you how would you say it, you can see kind of how you've improved from how you began to today, and that takes a lot of hard graft to do. That's not to stick out and do that is an amazing thing. So
Thank you.
And listen, it's all on yourself. I'm just pointing this out. It is an amazing thing to be able to have that. I can barely get motivated to make cups of tea, so the fact that you can be motivated to seriously, I'll have someone else do it if I get the opportunity. The fact that you can actually, you're working on pieces, you keep updating, you keep building on it, I will forever say that is always an amazing thing to me, and I always find that incredibly inspiring. And like I said, it takes a lot of hard graft. So how do you keep yourself motivated? What is it that kind of draws you in?
So what keeps me motivated is drawing always, and I never give up. I'm an optimist. I really love looking up to things because I'm a really energetic person. I'm like, yeah, let's do this, let's go. And I draw. And I never, to me, myself, I never fully satisfied with the work that I produce. So I just go you know what, you can do better. And I do. And better and better and better. And I'm never giving up. This is the major thing, not to give up at all. So this is what motivates me. It gives me the energy. Actually, a fact, because of me being motivated and always drawing, practicing, hard work, I'm actually now a fast artist. I've been getting a lot of comments that people telling me that I'm a really fast artist. So knowing, even the compliments that I get for my art, it makes me want to go yes, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh, definitely. And actually, you kind of answered the question I was actually about to ask you, which is that... I was going to ask you whether you had any tips for artists or up-and-coming artists that you would like to share.
Yes, of course. And there's more that I could give. I love giving feedback to people. I love helping. Really, I love helping. So artists out there, whoever's listening to me, I want to tell you, if you're looking forward to drawing, or if you're already drawing and you feel that you have issues and you can't reach the certain goal you're reaching to, don't give up. Just don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you no. Why? Why let anybody tell you no? Do what you want. Do what you love, because art is it's all about you. It's the work you produce. It's you. The art is you. You are the art. You are the person who's producing this artwork, working day and night to do it. And honestly, I'd say just go ahead, do it. Motivate yourself, even if you sometimes feel hesitant, even if you feel, oh, but I could have done this better, then yes, you can do this. You have a lot of time. It's endless. So just go ahead. And you can look at references if you want to. Like, from a person that draws from imagination most of the time. I mean, of course, reference helps if you want to get, like, you know, the anatomy correct, the background, the colors, of course. But references also help, and I don't know about tracing, though, but references really help. If you're that type of person that wants to look at pictures. No, yeah, okay.
Trace.
Okay, thank you, Blair. Never trace. From experience, me, when I was in high school, right, and I was doing artwork, right, and I saw all my classmates tracing from the smartboard on the canvas and painting and they call it done. And trust me, it was the worst experience that I've ever had. The worst thing that I saw, just tracing, like it's not your artwork, first of all. You didn't even credit the person.
Tracing someone's artwork and like claiming it as your own, ever do.
Art theft is the worst. And, okay, you want to trace? Keep it to yourself. Don't show us. Please don't show us. Don't show us. Trace, keep it to yourself. I mean, okay, I'm not saying this as tracing is a bad thing. Tracing can sometimes be helpful, okay? Helpful, but credit the person. At least just credit the person. That's all we ask if you want to trace. But I wouldn't rely out too much on tracing. I don't want to.
Don't upload the picture.
I don't want to make tracing sound like a bad thing. Some people learn from it, and it's okay. People can understand. But mostly, I actually learned from red lines. But everybody has their own thing. But just art tips, just always, like I said before, don't give up. Look at references as much as you can. Get the knowledge in your head, and you'll do it.
Well, that sounds like some absolutely great advice to me, and I think that's something that everyone here can take on board. But now to split opinion down the middle, because I have a question that I want to ask you. These are all questions I want to ask you, but this is specifically something I really want to ask you. Which is you're a shipper of Twidash.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Why?
Okay, look, I don't really think about it as, oh, Twidash and I'm so in love. I just like them together. If I don't want to go too, but I'd say I make them good best friends. It doesn't have to be like that stuff. I just love them as best friends. I love them together, being always together, because okay, so let me tell you the truth. You're all going to be knowing the truth today. So the reason, the theory behind me, like, making Twidash being so, like, or Twilight and Rainbow Dash is really close best friends. I used to watch Sailor Moon, right? And I still do, but not as always. But I mean, let's not get into that. So Sailor Moon is, like, really, really good best friends with Sailor Mars, right? So, I mean, for the people who are watching the show, I don't know if you guys watched the show, but yeah, so this character, Sailor Moon, she's best friends with Sailor Mars, and she has, so she has 4 friends, but she chooses 1 out of the 4 friends. So basically, the theory behind this is, like, I've always liked a main character together with the second character, so to me, I see Twilight as the main character, and I see the second character as Rainbow Dash. That's basically it. Even though I know it's a main 6, but I feel Rainbow Dash has a more connection to Twilight with that in terms of best friends, and I really like it when they are working together, stuff like that. So yeah, it's the whole main character and second character thing. So yeah.
Okay, so it's more about a friends thing than opposed to anything too.
Yeah, well, maybe I displayed it as incorrectly, but in my drawings, but no, not really, not much. It's mostly about this whole friendship type of concept. Like, you are the main character, and this is your second character, and you're always gonna work together. That's what it is.
Well, that's absolutely fair enough. I mean, I will admit that I am more of an apple dasher myself. That's personally the one that I happen to go for. So any suggestion otherwise, I do get a little bit offended. But I will allow Twidash to occur since you're my guest on the show, and I don't know why I'm doing this evil accent, but I'm going to stop it now because it's actually annoying. Yeah, this is,
Uh,
as you can tell, I've either had too much sleep or not enough. Who knows? But actually, Jono, another question I was going to ask you, and you once again, you've been intercepting my questions. I like the way you're working.
sorry.
That's not a complaint.
Sorry.
No, it's brilliant because you actually mentioned Sailor Moon, and I was going to ask you about the fact that you're an anime fan and what do you like and what recommendations do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
Anime? Okay. So, anime, I'm not really the hardcore anime fan. So, if there are anime shows that have a good story behind them, okay, give them to me. If there are anime shows that are too all about sad and stuff, I don't really like too emotional animes or too dark. I'm not really a big fan of them. Okay, Death Note. Let's put Death Note on the side because Death Note I like, and my friends recommended me to watch it, and that's a different story. But I like anime that of course has romance, but it's really rare. I mean, I am really picky with what I like. It's all about the story. Like, I like Sailor Moon because I used to watch it since I was a kid. I like Digimon because who doesn't like Digimon? Come on, it's really nice. Pokemon, I didn't really watch it. I don't know about Pokemon. Sorry for the Pokemon fans. If you want me to watch it, then give me links. I don't know, make me love it.
Right. John, just because you mentioned Pokemon, right, is obviously I watched that when I was a kid. I actually, for my Christmas/birthday, I got from my partner the Pokemon Indigo League Season 1 Blu-ray. I am...
That's cool.
Oh, I'm so delighted. And that is the voice, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, of a person who couldn't care less about the fact that I just got that.
I don't know, like, give me an anime with good story and motivate me. Tell me, okay, Maha, you have to... what person, Curly, whatever. You can call me by my name. I don't care. Point is, if just watch it, and I'm just like, okay, sure, I'll watch it. Give it to me. I don't care. Give me an anime with good story. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, that's fair enough. A good story and a good bit of good animation in your story, then.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of the visual element as well, on Creative Vibes, we've never really had a chance to discuss the streaming experience much, but I'm aware that you've done a wee bit of it in the past. I mean, how do you find doing art in front of a live audience?
Oh, okay. I really like it. I'm never nervous. Okay, when am I nervous? When I have like a lot of 50 people or 60 people watching. That happens when I'm multi-stream with my best friends. Sometimes when I do so what is it? Yeah, so when I'm streaming like with 3 other people, like it's a 4 multi-stream, it's like 40 people maximum, and I do start to get nervous. But my regulars, I'm happy with them. I'm always happy. It's like I don't feel as nervous because I know these people because they're my regulars. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I don't really feel as much nervous streaming because I'm used to it. First day, yes, I was nervous because I was nervous that people could hear my voice, and I was asking the people if they could hear me, and they're like, no, and I was like, okay. So then I started streaming, and it was really nice. I like showing people the way I do work, and if they can learn.
Well, that's definitely fair enough. I mean, why do I keep saying fair enough? That's going to be my next verbal tick.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, to draw us back in, I've got a couple of nice generic questions about My Little Pony I wanted to ask you, and the first one is, who's your favourite character?
In which show?
In any of the My Little Pony shows. I don't mind if it's the base show.
2 or 1.
Well, I'm not surprised you're picking 2 because I think I know the 2 that you prefer.
Okay, from like you're gonna. Oh, okay, no. So okay, I love Rainbow Dash. I love Sunset Shimmer because I can relate to her. From the Equestria Girls movies, I can relate to her so much. I love Rarity. Twilight because I like her with Rainbow Dash, but these are like the top 3. Scootaloo, also I like her because she's with Rainbow Dash, like as a sister. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, these are like all the characters that I like.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad to see a little bit more Sunset Shimmer love. She's been getting a little bit more in some of the interviews I've had recently, and it's been building up. So I'm glad to see that she's been kind of rescued from the scrappy heap and is kind of going up the right way. So that's obviously glad to see that. And obviously Twi, Rainbow, Scootaloo actually a bit more, slightly more unusual. I very rarely hear Scootaloo, so I'm glad to see her getting some love as well. She's
my favorite Cutie Mark Crusader.
I love all the Cutie Mark Crusaders. They're just a great bunch. Some of their episodes I think are some of the best in the seasons. And actually, speaking of episodes, what's your favourite?
Okay. Ooh, that's really difficult because you're telling me about 7 seasons and I pick one. One that I've been watching a lot, I'd say, God, that's a lot of episodes. Oh, God, I don't know. Okay. I definitely like testing 1, 2, 3. The one where Rainbow Dash got accepted to the Wonderbolts Academy, where Twilight helped her. No Twilight included. I just like the whole episode where they found different ways of learning, and I was like, yes, yes, this is a different way of learning. Because I experienced a lot of difficulty in learning things. So it's great to know that in an episode it's mentioned that there are different ways to learn. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. It's normal. I'm just like, okay, I'm calm now. It's really nice. What else?
Yeah, it's a bit of a. It would have been much easier if I was asking this in season 1 as opposed to end of season 7.
Okay, sure. Season 1, the owl well ends well. The episode where Spike got jealous from the owl being in place of like the number 1 assistant thing, you know what?
Oh yeah, I know the one you're on about.
Yeah, that's my favorite one, season 1.
Alrighty. Well, and talking about the ponies, how did you actually become a fan of My Little Pony in the first place?
Ooh, do you really want to ask that question?
And I always ask it. This will be interesting, I can tell already.
Okay, let me just give it in brief. It's just a parody of It's a parody that's been uploaded on YouTube, and I watched it, and I was weirded out by it, but interested. I'm not going to say what it is, but it was a parody, alright.
Alright, you can tell me privately what it is then, because I'm now curious to find out what it was.
I'm not going to say what it is, but it was something alright.
Well, okay, so that got you into MLP, but obviously then there's a jump from watch MLP to actually being a part of the fandom itself, and are you aware of how that happened for yourself?
Okay, yes. I say, I don't know, based on my theory, I guess. First of all, starting a DeviantArt, I saw lots of pony drawings. I was like, wow, interested. So then I entered a live stream, and they were drawing ponies in the live stream, and I was really interested by the way this artist was drawing. I was like, wow, really nice ponies you have there. And I started talking to him, and yeah. So he's the one that kind of encouraged me to go further in the pony fandom. And then as it started growing, I was like watching the first season and the second season of MLP, and then the third, I liked it. So really, I liked the episodes. So yeah. Alrighty,
and in terms of the fandom itself, like I don't know how deeply you've gone into the Brony fandom, because I know some previous guests we've had on have been anywhere from sort of very far outside to literally diving in head first looking for the tacos. So in terms of like, what do you think about the fandom? Like, what's your opinion on it?
It's big, it's huge. They may have their differences, but in the end, they all love the same show, and that's the thing that they have in common. They're really helping people. How do I say? I like the Brony fandom. Even though sometimes they might argue and disagree, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a one huge fandom of people working together. That's how I think about it. Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that's a perfectly good summary of it. But we shall wrap it up here. But firstly, thank you so much for being on the show, Curly. And I hope it hasn't been as...
Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, listen, it's no problem at all. Listen, it has been great meeting you. Like, just, you're barmy and I love it.
Yeah, I love just, you know, being hyper, being optimistic. I like it. I'm happy all the time.
Well, Jono, that's the best way to live. That is the perfect attitude to have. And I'm glad you've had a good time on here, and I'm glad you've done all right. And it's a pity Blair hasn't been here for the end of the episode, but still, we wish her all the best. And of course, you can see her links in the description below. But actually, as a final question for yourself, Curly, where can we send our followers to see your stuff?
I need followers on Instagram. Please follow my Instagram and my DeviantArt as well, but mostly my Instagram because I need love there, mostly.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's no problem at all. We will have the links, ladies and gentlemen, fillies and gentle codes in the description below. So go down there. You can see MrsCurlyStyles in all her glory, and trust me, you'll fall in love. It's amazing stuff there. That's all I can
Thank
say
you
on it.
so much. Thank you so much.
But this is the point where we shall wrap up the show. My thanks to MrsCurlyStyles for being on the show. My thanks to BlairChan for being here. My thanks to you guys for watching. And of course, if you have any messages you want to send us, constructive criticism, great praise, whether you want to rib at me for forgetting that The Princess and the Frog came out in 2009, just you can keep that, put that on spam, but the rest of it we'll happily take. We've got all sorts of places you can find us. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Tumblr, we're not on Instagram, amazingly, but we are on YouTube, where you're watching this episode right now, and we have our email address there, so feel free to fire any messages you've got there. Like I said, constructive criticism, praise, perhaps you're a creator in the fandom and you might like to be interviewed. We're always looking for new guests for new seasons. Feel free to send us a line, we will see what happens. But as we wrap it up, thank you all so much for coming to watch the show. It is greatly appreciated. And the final word from Midnight Scribe is, as always, please subscribe.